Begin seated upright. You want to sit with your pelvis slightly higher than your knees, and if you need to fold a blanket and place it underneath your sit bones, do. Have your feet hip-width distance apart and parallel. Just rest your hands to your thighs. And take a couple of breaths, just finding equal balance between the two sit bones and feeling the length of your spine. Should feel like you have a long spine and your head is balanced. Start by taking a deep inhale breath. And then as you exhale, slowly let the spine curve back, coming into flexion. On your inhale, you'll do the opposite movement and let the spine curl forwards, extending, opening through the front body. And then again, as you exhale, start to move back and see if you can begin this movement with your feet. So you push in through the feet to curl back, and then there's a slight push down and pull with the heels towards the chair. You'll feel your hamstrings engage, and it will start to tip the pelvis forwards, move the tailbone back, and hopefully undulate up the spine into the head. Only move in a way that's comfortable and respectful of the limits of your body. So finding a deep and easy breath. Then come back upright into a neutral spine. You're going to start to walk a little bit with your pelvis. So by pushing into your left foot and kind of pulling your right heel back, the right hip will move back, and you can let the whole torso follow and switch sides. So again, push with your right foot, and pull the left heel back, and let the left pelvic half move. And then this time we'll push the left foot forwards, draw the right hip back, and move into a twist. You can take your left hand to the outside of the right knee or thigh, and the right hand behind you, and grab the opposite edge of the chair. So here we want to find a way to breathe into the torso, breathe into the area around the ribs without a lot of muscular contraction or tightness. You can find a gentle push outwards through the right thigh into the hand, and send your breath into the sides and the back body. You can use the right hand to push into the chair, and then as you're inhaling, come back to center. And to switch sides, again, we'll push the right foot forwards and draw the left pelvis back. You can place your right hand to the outer left leg, and the left hand can now come behind you on the chair. So finding a lot of breath support in your twist. On your inhales, it may feel easier to breathe upwards into the top of the lungs, into the chest and shoulders. And as you exhale, potentially you can feel a little more force through the push of your hands into the leg and the chair, and the reach of your sit bones down. On your next inhale breath, come back into the center. Okay. And go ahead and exhale into a flexed spine again, and then pour the pelvis forwards, and you're going to take both hands behind you. And hopefully you have a ledge behind your chair that you can grab a hold of, or potentially the outer chair would work as well. But here we just want to open through the collarbones and chest. And you can think about lifting your lungs and ribs forwards, but still breathing into the back of your heart. So the back side of the shoulders and chest are not crunched at all. There's still a widening through the back of the heart. And then a soft lift internally, underneath the breastbone, underneath the collarbones, and all the way up into the throat. And this should feel great on the shoulders for those of you that are sitting at a computer for a lot of your time. Just full breaths into the front of the chest. And then you can release the hands down to the thighs and place your feet wider than your chair. And take an inhale, and as you exhale, slide the hands forwards. And you can just let the elbows rest to the knees, or potentially you can let the arms come all the way and just drape down towards the floor. Let your head hang down. Relax your spine as much as possible. Relax your head. Release the weight of your hips back into the chair. With your head as heavy as it can be, you can turn the head left and right and back and forth a couple of times. Just think about making space where your skull and your spine meet. On an inhale breath, reach down through the sit bones and roll all the way back up. And then you can bring your feet back to hip-width distance and parallel, and just take a couple of breaths in a simple, even seated pose. The hands can rest to your thighs, And take this time just to feel down into how you are relating into the chair, into your source of support through either side, the left and the right. And think about a reaching or an extending with both the bottom and the top of the spine. And as you find that evenness, breathe into the front and the back of the body. Feel a full volume, full support of the breath. So to finish our sequence today, we're going to turn around and lie down. And you'll lie down with your back on the floor and your calves resting on the seat of your chair. You can fold up a blanket and place it underneath the head so that it's slightly higher than the heart. And just let your arms rest out to the sides with the palms turned up. So in this kind of, it's a very gentle inversion, which means that your legs are higher than your pelvis, and the flow of blood can move from the legs easily into the organs, and it's very supportive to the heart and the circulatory system. If you spend a lot of time sitting, lying like this for about 10 minutes a day can really help to balance the pelvis and bring a little bit of weight distribution from the thighs back into the pelvis, kind of helping the body to adjust after so much time spent with the weight moving downwards from the spine into the sit bones. And you can spend as long as you need here, and I'd encourage 10 minutes or even 20 minutes if you have it. You can let your mind drift and start to just cultivate an even, steady breath, an awareness of your breath, so that even as the mind moves in and out with thoughts and maybe plans, you can also maintain an awareness of your breath. And in that way, practicing meditation is creating spaciousness around the thoughts. It may be helpful to you to inhale and exhale for the same amount of time, and you can do this by counting. And it will further calm your mind to exhale for slightly longer than the inhale. So if you count maybe for 5 or 6 as you inhale, and then exhale potentially for 7 or 8 counts. Just listening to the sound of your breath and feeling it move through your body. And as you breathe, can you release the weight of your legs? Feel that they are held by the chair. Feel that your pelvis is held by the floor. That your spine, your shoulders, and your head are supported. And all you have to do is to receive that support and to receive your breath. You can swallow if your throat feels dry. And then let your tongue move back from the roof of the mouth. Relax the lower jaw, letting the lower teeth and the upper teeth just gently separate. Relax the front wall of the belly and the abdominal muscles. And feel your breath as it moves in and out. And please stay here for as long as you need. And come back often to this shape as a simple way to restore and rejuvenate your spine.